Perhaps you've asked the question, can I really trust God? Well, a good place to look for the answer to that question is in the Bible. See, two people that stand out to me who also faced this question were Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Job in the Old Testament. Both Mary and Job were facing a crisis of trust in their life. Job had literally lost everything: his family, his business, his reputation, even his health. And Mary finds out from an angel that she's pregnant and is now an unwed mother, risking her very life and reputation. So the question they both had to face was, can I really trust God? So let's look at Job's response in Job 13, verse 15. Here's what Job said: Though he slay me, yet I will hope in him. I will surely defend my ways to his face. Now notice that Job declares that no matter what, he will hope or have trust in God, but it wasn't without questioning God. Job had lots of questions of God as to his suffering, and God was gracious to actually listen to Job. But in the end, God was very clear about who he was and who Job was. He said in Job verse 40, 1-2, Then the Lord said to Job, Do you still want to argue with the Almighty? You are God's critic, but do you have the answers? Wow. God continues then to tell Job who he is and that Job's questions cannot compare with who God is, the one who has made heaven and earth and has power over everything. See, Job was humbled by God's response as he's reminded of who God is and who Job is. God's not shaming Job for his questions, but rather God's response to Job is so that Job will truly know that he can trust God, even if his questions are unanswered. God wants Job to know that there's reasons beyond Job's understanding, and ultimately, God will make all things right. This is why Job can trust God in the middle of the mess and struggle. Well, Mary asked questions of God too. When she was faced with losing everything, she simply asked the angel in Luke 1 verse 34, but how can this happen? I'm a virgin. See, this was a question that was not offensive to God, but rather Mary needed to know more. Once the angel explained to Mary how this would be possible, we then see this beautiful, unrestrained response of trust from Mary. Verse 38, Mary says, I am the Lord's servant. May everything you have said about me come true. Wow. Both Job and Mary, they had their questions. And God's response was a reminder that he is God and he's able to accomplish good through difficult things. God wants us to trust him. He's okay with our questions. But in the end, our heart posture must be that of submission and surrender to God. We need to acknowledge that God is God and we're not. God will work out good things in the middle of our pain as we learn to trust him. And that's courageous living.